Hey, I don't really like doing these sort of videos. I don't think I do them very often because, if I'm honest, I don't like to show the dark side to creativity. And it makes me think of the great philosophers and artists that in the ancient Greeks all the way to like Plato, like Shakespeare, and other people like that. And we had this duality, and even modern people now that have that duality of their creativity of the dark, the light, to the knowing and feeling secure in their speaking, and then the doubt. And I suppose this is about my doubts, really. I suppose, and reflection, because I'm sat here now and I'm feeling a lot of emotions. I feel like I could cry because I know I'm being honest. Because that's sort of what my program calls me to do, is to make use of this sort of stuff. But it's not just that. I need to be able to do this as well, to release what's in here, whether that's autism or part of me. A desire, I need to feel that I'm making use or being of use. Strange. But I need to do something with these emotions and make creative, I suppose. Like a guitarist would write a tune and a melody about a love song or a fight or a fallout. As I sit here as I sit here and I describe what my picture box in my mind and the images that arrive there. Not knowing where they come from. You could say it's imagination, as my head goes towards imagination, and how cruel actually my imagination can be, and actually how that can feel like it saps my spirit flow, my inner core, my positive reservoir of self-esteem or self-assurance or self-confidence. And I can be sat with family, friends on my own, and I can, and it will create the most horrific scenarios in my head. Sometimes sexual, sometimes physical, sometimes violent, sometimes imagining what this part of my head would say if it was, unleashed and able to communicate, able to roar in a way that just goes and wants to ooze that dark ooze, and it's and essentially it's wrong. The stuff that it's wrong. To me, the very core of me goes, it's wrong. I don't know if that's some Christian hardwiring. It's wrong to think and feel and have such emotions, words, images around people that you love, or you feel a connection to, or love, and it's cruel, really, because it then affects me in the way that it then influences my friendships. I'm thinking of a specific friend, and it influences my friendships. as I believe what my head says or what the pictures say, as I believe that because it's what it's said. And in other contexts, there's this great brightness to it, because when that positivity of creativity of light flows forward from me, it brings great pictures of warmth and strength and love and support for other people when you're doing a reading. But it's like one is beautifulness and creativity, and the other side is like the black slick of oil across the ocean beneath it, of stormy emotions and of carcasses of dead whales and all the things that you could imagine of what would not be nice on an ocean scene of, I guess, fire and oil slick and burning boats. Drowning people, sharks, blood in the water. It can be that creative and stuff, and it's what just dropped into my head then was that there was that writer at the same time around when Shakespeare was out that would write those really heavy Shakespearean plays that were really I can't remember. I can see they're showing me a section of the movie, or my memory showing me a section of the movie, Shakespeare in Love, and it's of these sort of macabre, heavy Shakespearean plays. Though it's not Shakespeare who wrote them. Begin with a D, I think. And he used that creativity to create such things. And when I see and talk to people and help them, or try to help them, or the powers that be work through me to help them, or create and open up situations in order to bring light to it, or open the light up within that situation, to dispel the slick of oil around, or the confusion around a thought, a situation, a process. And you see it in their crown chakra, or around their heads, as a thoughts ping, little sparks or ting, and sometimes different colours. And you'll see a thought, or a dark thought, as it's a black thing that flicks into their head or flicks out of their head, or it's a white thought, a white light with a black. And I mean, I'm talking like a couple of millimeters, and you can see the black layer around the thought, and I know that to be the confusion or misclarity to something that they're thought, and that's a God thought with confusion of the person, of me, my confusion, my conflictions, my cross wiring, my cross thoughts, my cross learning, my cross understanding, my crossed emotions, my cross perceptions, my crossed emotions, cross people, cross memories, as it's gone as a missile, and it's like the stalling engine. I was laying in bed. It's sort of, I'm not sure where to go, in which direction, and my methodical process would be, we'd go to yesterday, and thank you, as they tap me, and I get back, and I just want to state that I know that I'm in Aspie. I know that I'm in post overwhelm, so I'm in the down loop of after doing a really big family event, and I know that I've for me, and personally, eaten some of the wrong food and had sugars and stuff like that, which on a personal note, that's a bit more of a down for me. And I know this is post burnout or post overwhelm. I'm not always to a fair which switch, but probably post-overwhelm. And there is always there's always sort of this sort of weird, what was that you showed me? Like jarring, caged feeling. They're showing me like mirrors, a box with like a bars in, and me locked inside it. Mirrors all just reflecting multiple fractured me's as my head tries to do something, and it can't because it's just all fractured, like all around me. It's very hard to see your way through it. And I just want to close my eyes, and that's because my brain's so analytical. And that's for if you're on the spectrum and Aspie, it's not that you have a choice in it. It's that it will just keep going everywhere, everywhere. Grandmother, sister, friend, cousin, carpet, floor, car, mum, dad, energy, restaurant, food, waitress, child, wheelchair, seat, sores, CBD oil, friends, sponsor, steps, cards, life mission, spiritual growth, light, sound, taste, floor, crystals, colour the walls, parents, colour, sister, colour, body, shirt, colour, hat, hair. And, it's doing this all the time. So it's like I'm sat here, I've just noticed all at the same time the way that my hair feels under the hat, the pressure of my seat, sat down, there's a person sat here, the ear, the pressure on the ear, the closed irritableness under my arms from the deodorant, the taste in my mouth, whatever's tickling me here on the back of the head. And that is the process of which happens, and that's just a small thing. That's not without the emotions, interpretations, the cross analysis, the cross linking, and spectrifying, probably a word, and that happens all the time. I mean, all the time. And I was sat there last night, and I was really brave actually in this sort of very accepting, calm, neutral kind of odd way actually, and I just listened, and it does slow down, because it does slow down when you focus and you do meditation, but this is in a different way, and it just word on, like creating, fabricating, deluding, extruding, wandering, looping. And what do I mean by looping? Same song over and over, distorting, changing the picture or memory, creating scenarios, sentences, words, responses, directions, misconstruing, misremembering, conversation, sounds, facial flow, energy wobbling around the children, energy around the people, and I sit and I'm just watching it and just thinking and saying, because I went through my normal process of praying, turning it over, asking for God for help, guidance, separation, focusing on the TV program, drinking some diet Pepsi because I know sugar can help it, enjoying some food, not enjoying the food, berating myself, going through the normal sort of like human response. Then I just got to the point where I just said, like, is this all you've got? Is this all you can do? It's just talk rubbish, because absolutely everything you've said is rubbish, is wrong, is nonsensical, there's a word that they're showing me, but I don't know what that is. I don't know how to say what that word is. Non-ambiguity, the creation of two words. But and as I'm sat there, it's distorting my connection with my HP as my subconscious is communicating off me, and moving, and I was just saying, is this really all you've got? Is this really what you're giving me? And it was really it was stop now. See, it's going off again. And that's because my cat's come over. 2 people logged on, 2 people went off. So let's have courage of where we are. And as I prayed to a friend. And I sort of just smiled at myself as I listened to what it continued to whir on and say, and I said, "You're just not that powerful. You're just not that powerful, because it really doesn't have any truth in what it says, though it says it a lot and all the time." But it was just like, is this it? Is this all you're doing, is just going to keep talking rubbish? And I went to bed, and it was 12 o'clock or something, just before 12 and things, and peaceful. I was feeling a little mischievous, and I had some cool dreams, which was nice. I enjoyed them, and I understood some of them, and I woke up this morning, having that sort of morning blues, which I tend to get most mornings. And I noticed how I wanted to throw myself into doing more, as I thought of my mother and how we'd get up and we'd get going. And I thought, no, I don't need to be doing that. I don't need to be getting up, doing more, going more. As I lay there and I settle, and I think, well, maybe I should do my meditation, and I start to settle back down again, and I think on what it is I need to do today, or what creatively is there within my path, of where's my heart at, maybe where's my head at, and I started thinking, is this really what is this what I'm meant to be doing? Am I actually meant to be being a spiritualist? Am I actually meant to be studying cards and becoming a medium, or working mediumistically, or working in the way that I'm meant to be working? Am I meant to be working along that vein of intuition and stuff, as I struggle with how I feel about that as a person, how I feel about, am I helping people? Do I give my best? Do I have this ability to be able to give this support and hope to others? And whilst being really frightened of it, and uncertain of it as well, because it's not like this staple that I'm playing with. It's not like I can go, it's that bit right there that does it in my head, or that shows me a bit in my head, because it is a double-edged sword, because you can have the slice of really amazingness and the slice of really painfulness, and there is a balance to it. And it makes me think of my teacher, and you know, wanting to talk to him, also feeling nervous to reach out to do that, um, because of a conversation, and sort of like embarrassment there, or resentment and stuff, as I squirm a bit. And you know, as I'm doubting my abilities and my gifts and my life purposes, you know, am I meant to be going down that road? Should I really be working in a different direction, in a different vein and stuff? Should I just be focusing on writing the book and sharing my message of how I've changed with my disability and Christianity and stuff like that? And you know, I sometimes wish that, or I sometimes believe that, or wish that I could just go be a builder. Not that a builder is a less or anything, but it's physical, it's manual. You use your body. You know what you can do with your body. You can see what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's quantifiable. And some of the work that I do isn't. It's mythical. It's creative. It's atmospheric. It's in the ether. It's in the other. It's in the sections between worlds, realms, corporeal, physical, and spiritual. And you know, I know I think along the lines of that. You know, maybe I should be just working along the lines of my recovery work in creating a positive inventory process, knowing that this is an area within my head that might be able to tackle a lot of what I'm sort of describing about this doubt and stuff, and the fear and the emotion and the pain and the overwhelm and the bitterness and the confusion and the suspicion, the persecution, the victim controlling, and you know, wanting people to understand, but that wanting people to understand and for me not be in pain or confused is quite selfish and self-seeking, self-cherishing, self-grasping, self-delusion, because you know it has to go well up into my brain and well away from my heart. You know, it's a bit all-consuming when you get into that stuff. But a positive inventory would really counter that. As that, you know, that negative drift that just came in there, that's like my negative side rolling in, and it's like, oh, over there, dude. And you know, there is sort of very much like a physical manifestation to that sort of thing. You know, as there, I get quite upset because I get tapped on one part of my head where I want to describe what I'm about to talk of, and that's normally a no. So I'm like, God, no, I'm not meant to share that. So then I go to reword it, and then I get a tap on the other side, so I believe that's right. And it's to hope that I'm not being controlled, or directed or guided in the wrong way. Because I know and I believe from the work of doing the steps and the way that I've progressed and developed that these problems stem from my mind. It's not my heart or my soul, but it's my head that messes up. And it's immensely painful or soul crushing. And you know, this probably might look at like depression or immense anxiety or something, but It's not really. It's just like a fill up of. Sorry, the change in the colours in my head. That it's just a feeling of emotions, and it's probably love or something. You know, being around and seeing lots of love and stuff, and not good at understanding or accepting that stuff. I don't get how it works. I don't like how it feels. It feels painful because I don't understand it or know how it gets in there and it feels odd. And that is so Aspie. Feels odd. And I don't like the feeling odd. And it's, you know, it's not like feeling odd to when you're taking medication or something. It's like feel it pushes and moves things in a way that doesn't feel pleasant, and that's why I find that sensation of love and receiving difficult. It's really some miswired things in my head around that stuff, and I pray for them to be rewired. And I think that's why, and I want to develop this positive inventory, and it's like this is where my head went this morning after what I was going through. Really, this you know, is this really where do you want me, God? Where are we meant to be, God? How do we do what we're meant to be doing? You know, are we going to change, God? And that's sort of what, you know, I said last night when I got to the crux of it. I just said, look, I need to know. You're with me, and we're not going to screw up, and we're going to be able to improve, to be able to help others, and it's going to come from the right place, because you ultimately know me better than I know myself. You know me without this only being able to use so much of my brain, and without this, you know my soul, and the strength of it, and the weight of it, and the age of it, and stuff. You know who I am and know where we're going. By geez, Louise, please tell me when we're going to be doing this right, you know, whatever that right is, but we'll find out that one. And so I was thinking, you know, the first column should be, have you had courage today? So the box one, line, you know, column one. If you guys haven't done it, it's done in column step 4s. Just seeing if one of my step 4 sheets is there now. I put them next to my bed and things. That's in the hope that I will do them. But column 1 should be shush, don't start doing that. See, that's about my head about to start ripping me to shreds for that. Column 1 should be, have you had courage? Have you been, you know, have you had courage? So what positive attributes have you had today? Think about your day. What positive attributes today? So you might have a list of positive attributes. Have you been brave? Have you loved? Have you been generous? Have you been kind? Have you been courageous? Have you been nice, loving? I don't know. Have you done a good act? No, not the good act. That's the next column. You know, going through some. Have you been happy? Going through the positive sensations, emotions, and so you put right. Have you been courage? Have you had courage today? So you write courage in the first column. Next column would be what behavior or action did you do? And then you write in there, for me, it would be, I spoke to my cousin yesterday whilst being nervous. So I had courage because I was nervous to talk to my cousin, but I talked to my cousin, which is using courage, and I overcame my nervousness. How do you feel? Good. So how do you feel? Good. So you feel good from having courage. And I was thinking the next column would be, where does courage come from? how are you giving courage or something? I'm not sure the third column, I did have it earlier, but and the third column or fourth column would be to then link it back to your HP and how that your higher power, your God in action, or where was God in this, or what was God in action in your in this behavior, who helped you in doing this behavior, or is your cousin kind? Um, you know, seeing how it's not just me, but it's how God works for me, or how God gives me the ability to have courage, love, and emotion that will fly. Thank you for that nice energy. Um, um, or I feel like a 3-year-old boy. Sorry, I'm not trying to tell you. I'm fidgeting, baby. No. I have a white hair there, by the way. And you know what that would then do for people who are autistic or Asperger or have depression or find challenges with their heads, even if they're not like that, is they get to feel good about themselves, and that's a really powerful thing. And that would be the gratitude. And that's the gratitude is really important in recovery and stuff, because when you're feeling grateful and see, I'm all right now. Guardian angels gone. You know, when you're in gratitude and you're in love, you're then God-centered, and you're out of the shadow and out of the darkness, and that's huge stuff. And that's being a winner for the day. Yeah. So yeah, so it's strange, and you know that's just a part of what this day's been. You know, the reactions of yesterday still trundling through, and this morning, and that's what it can be like in my world. The intensity, the conflicting vibrations, and emotions and waves and analytical mayhem. You know, and this duality to the extremes of creativity, both positive and not so cool. So yeah, sort of where I'm at, but I really feel there's a need to create this positive inventory thing, and a real need for a 12-step program for Aspies, one that really can reach through the mayhem to help us do our self-care, to see the value in our self-care, to remind us of what our self-care is and the different techniques of self-care, and a system of belief to be able to work within it that helps us create and connect to a power greater than ourselves, to help us be grounded and you know, really connected to the earth and to the physical world around us in a healthy, bonded way. And to come out to the head realm, and get in that love realm of the heart and stuff, and to vibrate at the great pure vibrations that we can be. And what do I mean by vibrations? Is that positive, loving energy and strength of warmth that come from those creative, courageous people in the world, because you know, Aspies, people in recovery, people that have overcome great sadness have such strength and quality of energy that comes through them, off them. So the capacity of love, being loving, being generous, being kind, giving, self-sacrificing, going the extra length is amazing, because they're a natural, creative, healing people in the world. because we come out of great darkness valuing the great light that's then around us and out there for us, and we're and then able to help others to do that. So yeah, so it's been an odd one, really. Really doubting the direction and some of my uncertainty of following the guidance that I receive and questioning that guidance, and also being washed out by the physical, spiritual, and mental fatigue and overwhelm of just one family event. A busy week and one family event, and it's not the family event, and it's not the family. It's just what happens. It's just the physical, spiritual, and mental ramifications of what it can be like living on a very sensitive swing. So yeah. And even within all of that chaos, you can see the great positivity of, I used my card this morning, and it's about sentimental feelings, and it's being able to look through, just being even given that direction and help me look through and see some of what yesterday was about, and what holds me back, what in here holds me back, and sort of not having a clarity of sight on stuff. And so yeah, it's a really long video again, guys, and if you got this far and listened to me all, then you're pretty amazing. But I really I'm just really human, really fallible. I have an immense amount of beautiful characteristics that sometimes aren't always beneficial to myself and others, and I am somebody that's working to improve and get well, as well as you can do on this world. And this is about honesty and transparency. So I want to love you and leave you as my friends ring. So take care. Have a great, safe, and sober 24.